Hey guys, so in this video, I wanted to run through very quickly what email providers you could use for high email volume and good deliverability. And these are some Namecheap alternatives. So Namecheap is obviously one of the main ones that we will use. We actually use GoDaddy or Namecheap, and we've now moved a lot more stuff over to GoDaddy just because it's much easier for actually setting up Microsoft and Outlook domains. Oh, sorry, email addresses. But another alternative here that you can use, we actually haven't used this, but I've heard lots of people in the lead gen space who are relatively big in the lead gen space. They use Porkbun, so you could also check out Porkbun. Now, the really cool thing about using GoDaddy is you're actually able to register they have a deal with Outlook. And the deal is essentially that you're able to get emails and you can buy licenses directly from GoDaddy for Outlook. So you're able to get them, I think, for about $6.30 per license if you do monthly, which is great, right? So if you're setting up a domain, then you've got the cost of like a domain, which is $10 for one domain, right? And then we've got, let's just say per domain, you buy 3 licenses. So basically 630, just to say 6 times 3, so you got $18. Let's say it's about $6 per license, $18 for 3 inboxes, right? But the really cool thing is here, if you actually sign up and buy the inbox for one whole year, so if you buy the license, so it's done based on a license model. This is specifically for GoDaddy, and this is what we use right now, and it's working, and it's much cheaper than getting because Google is more expensive. Google's like $7.50. If you get Microsoft licenses, I think they're at the same price. But you could also just have everything and manage everything within GoDaddy. But the really cool thing about doing it this way is if you do it for an entire year and you pay for the entire year, you actually save about 50%, which is pretty crazy. So I think from what I can remember, okay, cool. So I was able to find it. So I just wanted to show you what this actually looks like. So if you purchase the Microsoft licenses or Outlook licenses directly through GoDaddy, you're basically getting it at literally like $1.99 per user, which is incredibly cheap, right? Now, this is obviously if you sign up for 12 months. So you would sign up for 12 months, so you'd basically sign $2 times by 12, so $24 basically. You're paying $24, but you're paying it up front, paying $24 per license per year, right? Incredibly cheap, considering that if you were to get Google, it's like $7.50 or $7.80 or something per month. It's like £6, which is I think $7.50 or something per month. Right, and you've got like a 2-week free trial. Whereas with this, you're paying $24 for the entire year for one license. It's incredibly cheap. So you save like 60%. If you were just to do it month to month, it's $6, so it's actually cheaper. And then the way that we would structure this, or the way that we would do this, is we might for a client buy like 10 users. There's 10 users plus. I mean, there's an upfront cost like 200. So it's 24 times by 10, so $240 for that. But you're getting that entire 10 email addresses for one whole year. Now, the great thing is, if that client leaves, you can actually switch the email license, right? And you can change the name. So you can change the name from oliver@domain.com to John at, and connect it to a different domain. So that means it's never wasted. You can buy it up front, which saves, sure, is more cash outlay up front. But if you know that you're going to be doing this for 1, 2, 3 years, then it's a great way of being able to save money. So I thought I would share that with you because that's super useful and something that I learned recently, which is, fantastic. And you can see how cheap it is if you are using it for 12 months, 24 months, etc., and signing up for like a longer term thing. So but this is how you do it. And this directly gives you access to buy Microsoft and Outlook licenses from GoDaddy, which means you can set up the domain, you can set up the Outlook and everything from GoDaddy. The way that I would actually structure this is if the same, say, for example, buying 10 domains, and each domain has got 2 inboxes, I would set up 5 domains and 10 of the inboxes on Outlook, and then 5 domains and 10 of the inboxes on Google, so that you have 10 on Outlook, 10 on Google, and you've got 20 email addresses total. And that's how I would do it. Sure, the Google ones are a bit more expensive, but that's the way that I would structure it, just so you can have the best possible deliverability at the most amount of volume for the best price, which is basically what I was trying to get at with this whole video. So those are the best email providers that I would go for and choose. If you wanted like a Namecheap alternative or something else, you can obviously do all of this with Namecheap, and you can connect to GoDaddy and buy the licenses. I would just prefer to do it all in one place. Buy the domain on GoDaddy. Has never done us any wrong. Set up and purchase the licenses via GoDaddy for Outlook, and then also set up via Google. Don't try and cut corners. Don't try and be cheap in this sense by buying like reseller, this, that, and the other. Make sure it's coming from a trusted source. So again, we've never had issues with using GoDaddy and Outlook. So just make sure that you're using Outlook and Google and not trying to find some extra XYZ thing solution. Just keep it really simple in that sense. Don't try and cut corners and don't try and be like super, super cheap. Like, of course, this is incredibly like cheap and good value, but it's coming directly from Outlook, right? And the reseller in this sense, in this scenario, is GoDaddy. So I very much doubt that they would cause issues in that sense. I'm talking about resellers that are trying to buy it for like extremely cheap from like India or somewhere in Asia. So that's what I would recommend to send the highest amount of volume with the best deliverability, and some alternatives or things that you can look at. So I hope this video was useful. If you need some help with setting up your inbox and management of your email campaigns to generate more revenue, get more leads, then feel free to book in a call below. We work on a pay on performance basis. So yeah, you only really pay for qualified leads. Book in a call below, and I'll chat to you soon. Thanks. Bye.